Last week on Poppy Oxymoron.
That's fucking beautiful, mate.
It is. So there it is. Highest point of the island. So we've just dropped Poppy and Elden back at the hospital. It looks like Elden is probably going to stay overnight again. Poppy might be okay, but Elden's case is more severe. And there's a chance that he won't be able to fly back home. We'll have to stay another week in Tenerife. So, yeah, really unfortunate for Elden, for Poppy too. Not the best holiday in their case, but me and Jake are going to go do some more traveling around the island, catch some good views, go up the mountain, see some nice tropical scenery. So yeah, we'll keep in touch for that.
Yeah, this may just be really foggy.
Yeah. Well, calm down, fella. Everywhere. Yeah.
There's loads of them down here as well.
Hey guys. Just chilling.
That is loud.
It is. It's a vibe though.
It is. After a very, very slow pass around that next bend.
Wow. Cactus.
It feels like just everything grows here, doesn't it? It's like,
Yeah. Many cactus.
yeah.
So me and Jake are now back in Santa Cruz, having another lovely Macca's meal. Second time in a row. And yeah. We're just...
We'll head back, won't we?
Yeah, we're just
Wait for news.
waiting for news from Poppy and Elden. We're still at the hospital. They're probably going to stay overnight again. But as for us, we've had a grand old time going around more sightseeing around the Anaga National Park, and yeah, now we're just going to chow down on some food, and yeah, fingers crossed for the others. We'll see how they're getting on.
Not going for a dive.
Exactly. Big Mac with a view of the ocean. Hey Jake. So got a little gift for Poppy here.
And I've got a gift as well.
You got a gift as well?
Yeah, she's got to smoke 10 cigars.
Oh my god.
So it actually feels up to that.
Straight from the cigar aisle of the Carrefour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just €3.
Yeah.
That's the cheapest nicotine delivery method, I think.
Yeah. So just a little something for for Poppy's late birthday. And I know she's had a pretty shit holiday so far. So just something to lift her spirits a little bit.
It's nice.
But yeah, all that matters is they feel better,
Yeah.
you know, very soon. And they
Hopefully
can
it's just tonight and then they're done. Yeah.
just tonight and we're done, yeah, hopefully. And we can all go home safe and sound.
Such a stunning place, this, isn't it?
So today is Tuesday and Poppy and Elden are still in the hospital and they're expected to remain in the country until Friday at the latest. We're meant to fly back tomorrow. It looks like we're going to stay here for a little bit longer. And yeah, Jake's gone to see them at the hospital. I've just been stuck in the apartment doing sweet FA. And this is the most outdoors I've been all day. So yeah, just doing some house chores. Cleaning the apartment, washing some laundry, changing the sheets, etc. And yeah, and there are no spare keys in the house, so I'm pretty much stuck in the flat. So yeah, there you have it. All right, I'm just waiting for them. I'll catch you in a bit. See ya, bye.
I remember reading once that trauma changes your perception of time. That when something truly devastating happens, your life splits into two parts, before and after. We've all felt like that in some way. Even something like the COVID pandemic created a global before and after. But when you're inside the trauma, time doesn't split neatly. It stretches, it distorts, and it feels endless. By the second trip to the hospital, something shifted for me. At first, it felt like a story, a bad dive, a bit of chaos, and something we'd laugh about later. But then it became really real. Jake and Angus dropped us off. We were put back on oxygen and back into the chamber. Afterwards, they moved us into this observation room with the leaking roof, and we just waited. I remember my legs tingling, pain in my joints, tightness in my chest, and more than anything, I remember wanting to leave, wanting to escape, to go home. The next day, Elden was readmitted into the chamber, and I sat in that same room, contacting insurances, filing claims, trying to stay calm. Jake came to visit us briefly. He wasn't allowed to stay. Angus was stuck back at the house without a key. Everything felt disjointed, unstable. Finally, on the evening of the 17th, just before sunset, we were discharged.
Oh, good lord, the sun.
Leave the car there.
Yeah, well, there was some old farmer bloke and he drove himself straight in. I was like, how's his car going to get moved?
Wait, what is this?
Into the ambulance bay. People drop people straight there.
What, some farmer dropped himself off in a
it's
tractor?
no, not in a tractor, but like in an old pickup, just drove straight down. I was like, so what, like, you're going to go in?
We left the hospital feeling elated, relieved. In the car, we started reflecting on the holiday.
Really stunning island.
I think I just feel like this is supposed to be my birthday trip.
You spent basically
We
3 days.
arrived here and I was like, this is so beautiful. I can't wait to go and explore it. I was also quite anxious about scuba diving, I will be honest. I'd been anxious beforehand because I was anxious about the elevation. I think the reason why this hit me so hard is because this was exactly what I was scared of happening. I was so terrified of getting decompression sickness. But the elevation, like, I was getting so anxious. But like, it's such a beautiful island. And then we had like one rest day, and then it's just like, ever since Saturday night, I've basically spent most of this trip in a hospital.
Well, I know.
And now I have no idea what day it is, because I keep having this experience of going into a building, and it's like the middle of the day or the afternoon, and coming out and it's the middle of the day in the afternoon, and getting really confused because time doesn't exist in a hospital.
Actually, if this ends up turns into a couple of chilled out days by the coast on the end of it, we'll change it slightly.
Yeah.
And I think
Like, maybe it was over. But it wasn't. I tried to ignore the itching, the rash creeping back across my skin as we gained elevation. Elden went quiet beside me. He was starting to feel sick again. That night, everything hit. We weren't cleared to fly. We had nowhere to stay. We had to rebook accommodation, call insurances, figure everything out. Jake and Angus were both feeling ill with a bit of a vomiting bug. Elden had shut down, and suddenly I felt like everything was on me. And I got angry. I left the house and I just ran. But I didn't get very far. The world started spinning, violently. The vertigo was so intense I could barely stand. Jake had to come and pick me up. That was the moment I really had to try and accept it, that it wasn't over. And that the next day, the 18th, the day we were supposed to fly home, was going to be really hard. That morning, Tenerife was covered in rain. Grey skies, heavy clouds. Felt like the world was reflecting exactly how I felt. Trapped. I woke up Elden, he felt sick, but I insisted we go get some fresh air. We walked to the car. That's when he said he wanted to go back to the hospital. I knew my symptoms were bad too, but I didn't want to go back. I just wanted a moment to feel like myself again, to feel in control. I was worried that a lot of this was just my anxiety and I needed to ground myself. I'd even booked a session with my therapist. Back at the accommodation, Angus was packing. I was trying to stay calm, organised.
We're fucking stressed. Yeah.
I'm leaving today.
You're leaving today. Oh my god, Angus, you look so cute.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Do a vlog thing.
What's good? What's good? I'm signing off today, but really gonna miss you guys. Had a great time. Lots of love.
I'm gonna take over the vlog.
And then I felt it, my neck itching. I took off my jumper and the rash was back, worse than before. Elden was insisting we leave. I was getting dizzier by the minute. I asked for 1 hour, just 1 hour to talk to my therapist, to ground myself, to breathe, to make sure this wasn't just my anxiety. But I didn't get it. My session was cut short when Jake rushed in and said, "We need to go, now." By the time we got back to the hospital, I was done. I didn't film anything, I just sat down in the waiting room and cried. I wanted to feel safe, I wanted sunlight, fresh air. I wanted my body to feel like my own again. But instead, I felt dizzy, exhausted, and completely out of control. The doctors told us that we could go home that night. We needed to rest, off gas. We couldn't fly for at least 4 days. Elden would need more treatment the next day. I just needed to recover. But we didn't have a home, so we booked a last-minute Airbnb in a little car park and drove down to sea level. That drive was awful. I felt so sick. I didn't even know what it was. Decompression sickness, exhaustion, stress, everything. I just wanted it to stop. But when we arrived, everything changed.
So we've booked an emergency Airbnb because at the moment Elden and I can't fly for at least 72 hours and I'm not allowed to fly until I can go up to elevation and not become nauseated and have a rash. How are you feeling?
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm happy. Other than feeling a bit ill, but I'm happy.
We opened that door and we could see it, the sea. We could hear the waves, smell the salt in the air. For the first time in days, it felt calm. That night, I went to bed, my head still spinning, my legs feeling numb, but I was too tired to fight it anymore.
Elden bestie, come on. Look at it. Oh.
No, that's what I said.
How far did it come up last night, Elden?
It's come up certainly, definitely to there.
No, it hasn't.
Let's go in off those rocks there. Fuck it up.
What's this big one coming? Here we go.
So the next day marked the first time that Elden and I were going to have separate treatment. Elden and Jake drove up to the hospital to go and have his hyperbaric chamber, and I stayed at the accommodation at sea level, like a good girl. I decided to unpack and tidy to make myself feel in control. I put on a little bit of Moomin, as that always calms me down, and once I'd finished unpacking, I decided to get changed and go for an explore. We had had a storm on Tenerife, so the sea was very, very rough, with waves up to 20 feet high.
Go if the cat wants to be friends.
as I watched the waves crash onto the rocks. It felt cathartic, like the events of the last few days were crashing around me and being washed back out to sea. Whoa. Here I have found a tomato plant. I've also found some really interesting bugs you can see, but I don't know if you can also see that there's some really interesting bugs, and I think they're of the, look like they're some kind of like ladybird, ladybug. I don't know which one is America, I don't know which one's English. Just super fascinating. I thought that was worth a quick look. So I've just been on a little walk. There isn't that much around here. I was hoping to see some lizards, but I haven't. I feel like I should be seeing lizards. I also think that I feel a lot better. I don't have the pins and needles anymore. I wonder whether a lot of my symptoms can be related also to like the fact that I just realised I haven't eaten breakfast. And I don't think I've been eating breakfast for like days, because every single morning is the same routine. It's always wake up, okay, I'm gonna do a quick walk or something before I have food, and then we get back and it's just like, we've got to take Elden to the hospital right now. And we end up driving to the hospital and it's like, shit, Poppy, now you're getting symptoms as well. And then it's just, yeah, like non-stop panic. Once I got back to the accommodation, my pins and needles did get worse. Part of me was a little bit anxious that maybe my symptoms were still quite bad and I should have gone back into the chamber. But I knew that if I just relaxed and tried to calm down, I would probably feel better.
Oh my god. Do you think it needs sharpening?
Is there another one? That's better.
I have tingling in both feet. I'm still getting a rash. But the dizziness has stopped.
Once Elden was back from his treatment, we began the absolutely mammoth task of trying to sort out insurance.
9, 9, 7, 3, 6.
Hola, mi no hablo español. He tido un accidente y en serio.
This involved a lot of us being on hold.
Gracias. It's working!
Yes! We've got so many Google Translate tabs open and we're translating with this phone, calling on this phone. Doing it though.
A lot of getting passed around to different departments who eventually just hung up on
No
us.
hablo español, lo siento.
I transfer with the English number.
Gracias.
Is that the fourth? Is this the fourth time we've been put on?
¿Seguro español o seguro inglés?
No hablo español, lo siento.
Vale, a ver, pero poder ayudarle entonces.
Just hung up.
Right, I think we might have to call the embassy.
But finally, after many failed attempts, we decided to call the embassy.
Welcome to the British Consulate for the Canary Islands. Please listen carefully to the following messages. New entry and exit system will begin. This is a new digital...
And in the end, that worked.
Each other and might not even fucking involved.
So why-
Miss out an admin sake by
Right.
putting it on others.
But can the consulate communicate that to them?
Well, they've said the translators have gone today, which is fine. So they do have a translator.
So we would go to the concert and someone was sick.
They can't go. That's the problem. I asked about that, but there's nowhere to go.
Fine, there's no offices. So what they will then.
The stress of insurance had been hanging over us for quite a while. We'd been told that we had to use the private dive insurance that we had with the club, but they only spoke Spanish, and it had been a whole nightmare with the hospital chasing us to pay. So once that was off our chest, everyone was pretty happy.
Elden.
What's your big news?
Boys, the beach here has black sand.
I know.
Like most of Tenerife.
It's quite cool. It is cool. But yeah, Tenerife, any natural sand here is black. It's those white sand beaches are Saharan
The
sand.
beach we went to go snorkeling.
Yeah.
Where we thought, it's a bit shit, but we didn't know it anyway.
Yeah?
That's all like sand.
From Western.
Apparently blown in from the Sahara.
From Western Sahara.
Dug it up, shipped it over,
Made
dumped
a
it.
white sand beach. Because you don't get natural white sand beaches here.
You do in Fuerteventura, but you don't here.
You get black sand.
And so, as the day drew to a close, we all went out on the balcony to take pictures and look at the sea.
You know what would be great, Poppy? You see that rock out there? We took a photo of you on there.
Yeah. Or before I get splashed.
No, that one out there that's poking out.
I was there this morning.
What, on this bit with the hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like right out there.
They're getting bigger, aren't they?
I was like, this is the residue from the storm.
Okay.
Whoa! Look at that wave! It's like, wow!
Look at that wave, dude.
It looks amazing.
And look, there's a swimming pool down there.
Yeah, not quite my kind of swimming pool.
Coming up next on Poppy Oxymoron.
Waiting to hear what Elden thinks.